DeEtte Ranae, Psychic Medium. All of us have questions about our lives, our loved ones, our futures. DeEtte Ranae is here to help answer those difficult questions. DeEtte excels at working with spirit and is a certified psychic medium through LWISSD. She is a master teacher and well-versed in the spirit world. Look, don't trust just any psychic with your deepest thoughts and worries. Trust DeEtte Ranae, as she will deliver her very best for you. General readings, past loved ones, finances, your future. Contact DeEtte now on her website, DeEtteRanae.com. That's DeEtteRanae.com. Our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Ranae is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Ranae.
Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte Ranae here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. I am looking for my chat. I can't find my chat. Oh no, Todd. It's a huge screen. I can't seem to find my chat. Anyway, guys, I guess until I can figure out that, I won't be able to see comments. I don't know what's going on. The screen looks completely different than it normally does. Anyway, I'm DeEtte Ranae. This is School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.com. This is a TV show that I do explore different people's lives, or their modalities of spirituality. Hold on, baby. And how they do impact other people's lives. Oh my gosh, my morning is already crazy. Anyway, and on that note, I do speak of something every morning of which spirit gives me, which I do have the message, and then I go on to my guest, which my guest today is Miss Onae, who is a fabulous psychic medium, tarot reader. Oh my God, the lady is just a rock star. And she's also a really dear friend of mine. So I can't wait to have you share her with you. Sorry, I got sunburned and all my spots are showing through. All my spots are showing through. Anyway, I already started off on the wrong link this morning and kind of went from there. But I honestly, I cannot see, Todd, if people are commenting, I can't exit full screen. Let's see. There we are. God, I finally found everybody. I am so sorry. Welcome to Monday. Yeah, thank you. I am seeing comments now. Thank God. What literally was happening is like this whole thing went to my whole screen, and I'm like, I can't find you guys. So, good morning, Jody. Good morning, Miss Lori. I was thinking about you this morning, Lori. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining in. You know what's really funny is I entered the wrong link this morning. I have been sitting in the unfiltered link for, I don't know, 15 minutes. And it already showed 6 people watching. I was like, what's going on here? That's kind of crazy, considering I'm not on until tomorrow night with that show. Thank God we found the right link, and we're here going now. Good morning, Miss Diana. Oh my gosh, so amazing to see everybody. Hold on. Are you okay? Good. Sorry, guys. My granddaughter is literally one room over. She's got a mom. Mom is here. She wants to hang out with grandma this morning for a while. So when I heard, Grandma, Nani, I need you. Nani, I need you. So I was like, gotta get over there. But she's fine. She gave me a thumbs up. So we're good. So what we're going to talk about this morning is, I just feel like I'm discombobulated this morning. It's awful. I share it everywhere because, as you notice, the difference. What we are doing now is that we are starting the link 5 minutes early so that we have time to share everything all over the place. So you guys, get a little pre-notification, hey, we're coming on. If you guys want to share it, you can do it at that point, which is awesome. But now I'm like, what do I do from there, right? What do I do from there? So basically, guys, Spirit is talking about pushing out of your comfort zone, not even your comfort zone, pushing your limits, pushing limits, pushing limits. And, kind of like your children do, countdown clock is cool. Isn't it though, Tim? Isn't it? That's awesome. But I heard, literally when I was taking a shower this morning, I went, Spirit, what do you want me to talk about? I mean, like, I'm clueless here, guys. What do you want me to talk about? And they showed me my day yesterday. And then they said, literally pushing your limits and like, and how far it'll take you, where you can go with this, looking at your life, and it's weird because they took me back, they showed me yesterday, and then they took me back to 2018, I think it was, what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, I think it was 5 years, maybe 2017, I can't remember. But they took me back some years, and they showed me that, and I was like, whoa, what is, because I was thinking about the word success. I was thinking about how far we come. I was thinking about when I've seen other people post things and about their own success. It was just a lot going on in my, it was just crazy. It was just insanely crazy. My dreams last night were insanely crazy about, oh, thank you, Miss Steph. Stephanie is putting out everything in the comments, guys, so that you can follow me, find out where I've been, things I'm doing, things of that nature. And God bless Stephanie for that. She is just, you guys, she's a gem. If y'all want to send a shout out to Stephanie, please do. She's not only the host of Chat with Charlie, she's also does a lot behind the scenes for the production for Todd, and she keeps my life organized. So, I know, baby girl. Anyway, so literally, that's literally what was going through my head like crazy this morning. You see a little girl pop up, you'll know her name is Addie. Okay, which a lot of you follow me on Facebook or TikTok, you know who she is anyway. She likes to come in and say hi to everybody. Anyway, so they had me looking at, shout out to Steph. Yay. Yeah, I know what your little brother did this morning. I'm sorry. So literally that's what they had me doing. They had me tell her to let cards pull today. She will probably pull a card later, guys. Yes, my granddaughter comes onto my TikTok and does her own card pulls sometimes. So it's really awesome. But they really had me showing my life. Okay, they had me show my life. They really did, all over the place. And and it's kind of like, are you a success? Are you not? And then they said it's really about going past your limits. That's what a success was. And I went, okay, well, what's that mean? And because I was starting to compare myself to other people, like right away this morning, like how awful to do to yourself, but to compare yourself to somebody else, and going, whoa, wow, that's just kind of crazy. Because you really start to get kind of like a Debbie Downer on yourself, don't you? I mean, because even if you're at the top of the game and you're above what everybody else feels like they are, like number one, in the world or something, there's always going to be somebody there that's in your eyes a little bit more successful. So that's really where I started my day. And Spirit said, push past your limits. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's that? What the hell's that? So they did. They started showing me my life. And then they showed me my dreams that I had last night. I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Now I know you guys are all sitting here kind of confused on that. So, let's go into my dreams a little bit. My dreams last night was really, because guys, I'll tell you what, they even clinically proved me not to sleep at night. Isn't that crazy? They went in for a sleep apnea study a year ago, which by the way, I don't have sleep apnea. Anyway, and they hooked me up and they said, you don't sleep. Like your brain doesn't shut down. I'm like, no, it's constantly working, it's constantly traveling. I mean, the medium's brain doesn't half the time. So last night it was really weird. Spirit had set me up in like a business setting, but on the other side of a mall. On the other side of a mall. And I'm like, okay. And every time I had to do something, I had to go through the mall in heels, like stilettos, and I would get so far, and I had to go through this big chain department store that was like in the middle of it all. And sometimes I get to it and the door would be open and I'd go through and there'd be tons of people in there. Other times I get to it and there'd be open, but there'd be nobody there. Other times I get there and it'd be closed, it'd be locked. And I'd be like, oh my God, I have to go like all the way back and then all the way around. And I kept going through this over and over throughout the whole night. It just seemed to be this process. Every time I needed something, I had to go through this. It was like working so hard. And then in my dream, before I woke up, somebody had gotten a hold of me and said, "Hey, I'm here to pick you up." And I went, "Hold on." And I walked out of my business, started to walk through the mall to get all the way to the other side. And I thought, this is crazy. I called him up. I'm like, "Why don't you pick me up on this side? Like, why am I walking to you? Come to me." And it was really funny because I had to spend a whole night of dreams to realize I'd been doing that my whole life. I'm always, always, always doing it the hard way. I'm always, always, always pushing past, not seeing, instead of doing the easy thing, because even walking outside the mall and that way would have been a shorter trek than trying to go through it all. And I wasn't seeing it. I wasn't seeing it, which is really crazy. So I went to him. I'm like, okay, well, okay, my dream could have meant a whole lot. My dreams all night could have meant a whole lot. And they're like, yeah, but then look at your life. And I went, okay. And it was really strange because yesterday, and this is really simple, me and the family went to a water park. Okay, we went to a water park down, I believe it's in Rockford, Illinois. Excuse me, it's affiliated with Six Flags, and which is an amazing time. And I will tell you what, a few years back, back in my day, I was a ride and die chick. I mean, the biggest roller coaster, the biggest this, the biggest that, and I would have been on it. But over the last 5 years, I've developed these really, or longer than that, probably, I don't know, 10 years, 10, 15 years. I developed a lot of fears, a lot of really strange fears, a lot of fears that really limited me, stopped me from life on many aspects because I was equating small fears with big fears. And people have heard me tell the story once I finished my master teacher. A dear friend, Diana, took me to Mexico on a trip to congratulate me. I mean, it was like a celebration of me, is what I thought it was. And I thought it was the most dearest, amazing gesture a person could give. She literally she paid for it all. She says, "I'm taking you, leave your checkbook at home." And I went, she's like, "If you want souvenirs, buy that, but the rest is on me." And I was like, are you kidding me? This is crazy. And which was just insane. But once we got there, one of the first things she did is she put me up in one of them uh, where you get on the boat and you're like hooked to a sail and the boat goes and you go up really high. And I was amazed that how amazing that was. I was amazed at how I never even thought that here I was doing that. I was just amazed at how amazing it was. And she kept saying, taking the beauty, looking around. In this moment, take it around and look. And I kept thinking to myself, shut up. I'm trying to figure this out. I didn't realize what she was doing. We came down, we laughed and we laughed and laughed. And a few days later, we went to Shalha, which is the Mexican equivalent of a theme park, or a water slide park. And it was phenomenal. And I got on a bicycle for the first time in many, many years, something I was very afraid of doing again because of loss of balance. I mean, so stupid to be afraid of a bicycle, but I was afraid of the balance. I was afraid of the moment. I was afraid of everything. I was even afraid, even when I got on it, I went flying because it's almost like if I didn't stop pedaling, if I did for a moment, I'd fall over. So while she was gingerly having a great time, I was flying. And then literally we got into what would be considered the most fun thing for me, which was a lazy river, except for it's in the ocean. Not so lazy, is it? It's kind of scary. The water was so clear you could see the bottom. And then all of a sudden she's just like, "Hey, do you want to snorkel?" And I'm like, asthmatic, doesn't snorkel, asthmatic, you know what I mean? But Spirit told me to calm down, to relax. Spirit taught me how to breathe through a snorkel underwater. And it was the most amazing thing. And then she tapped me on the shoulder, said, "Do you want to jump off a cliff?" I went, "Yeah." Never thought there'd be a cliff. And then she pointed and there was the cliff. Climbed my happy butt up right off the edge. Got a picture of it, Sorry, my nose. And then it just kept going. It kept going. Before you know it, Sorry, my allergies this morning are insane. Before you know it, I was also ziplining over the ocean. Ziplining, something I always wanted to do. It's something I was terrified to doing. And here I am ziplining over it. And when I came back from Mexico, I mean, and then I was with the dolphins and not like a tank of water, on some resort. This is like the only natural wildlife where dolphins can swim in and out in Mexico. And it was just phenomenal. And we had the baby there, and they had to double take pictures of me and the dolphin, because when it came up to give me a kiss, it gave me a kiss and it went flying off as fast as it could. And all the workers were like, they've never had that happen before. So they wanted to see if she'd react to me the same way. And the second time around, she came up and she gave me a kiss, and she wouldn't swim away. She just wanted to sit there with me. And it was amazing. And I thought I'd really pushed myself, and I never really thought much of my limits again after that until yesterday. Actually, the last few days. But yesterday was amazing because here I am at this water park and with a family that go down there on a regular basis. I'm always working on a Sunday, so I never get to go. So I got to go yesterday, and I'm thinking, okay, I love the lazy river. We'll do a couple of tubes, this and that. And here I am. I'm not only doing all that, but they were like, you need to go up on this body thing. And it's like straight down. And I'm like, nope, 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 nope. And they're like, are you chicken? And I had to stop and think about it. And I went, no, I'm not. So why am I saying no? I'm not afraid of it anymore. I've jumped off cliffs. I've hang glide, or not hang glide, but you know what I mean. And I've swam with dolphins 2 or 3 times now. I think 3 times now. And I've done all these amazing things. No, I'm not afraid. So why am I not doing it? So I did it. And I found out I was bored. I climbed 1,000 stairs, or probably not, well, maybe 1,000. I don't know. It was a whole lot of stairs. I got down there and said, what do I do? She said, cross your arms, cross your legs, and just kind of pray for mercy. And before you know it was over. And I got up and I went, don't feel like doing that twice. Oh, was it terrifying? No, I was bored. It didn't challenge me. It didn't push me. It didn't have the thrill that it might for somebody else, because I've learned to push past my limits. I've learned to say, that doesn't scare me anymore. And then last night, it was so funny because we got home and I had that experience. Then we got home and we were watching, I think it's one of the newest Jungle Books for the kids. And it's one where, it looks very real life. And they had to pause the movie, and they paused the movie with, is it Akira the snake? Her face is right there. There's this huge anaconda face right there on the screen. And I've got a huge, screen. And they laughed. They went, oh, perfect place to pause it for Nani. And I looked up and I looked at the snake and I said, doesn't bother me anymore. And they went, what? I went, doesn't bother me. And they were like, wait a second, you're terrified. I said, I am. But maybe I'm not as much as I used to be, because I pushed through some limits. I pushed myself. And then I started to think about the radio show and how I was always afraid of success, even with this. And I thought, wait a second, you know what I've done over the course of a year? I've sent invites out to so many amazing people that are very well known. And a bunch of them said yes and continue to say yes, because I pushed past my limits. I'm starting to see my worth. I'm starting to see that it's okay. Hence why we do galleries now. Things I used to be terrified of. Things I used to do and then became terrified. And now I'm back to doing again, because I'm no longer afraid to be in front of the public. I'm no longer to say, this is me. Let's go. Let's do it. So I would, that's pretty interesting, Spirit. That's pretty interesting, because when you look at your limitations that you put on yourself, because we all do it. We all do it. But you look at yourself and you look how you start to push yourself just a little bit. You just say yes once in a while to the fear factor. You say yes once in a while to, oh my God, this is going to happen. And over a period of time, you look at how many yeses you've said and how far you've come. And it's truly crazy. It's truly amazing to see how far you'll come when you look back over your life. And then it gives you that ability to go, wow, how many more yeses can I say for the future? How many more times can I say yes? And when I look back in a year, I wonder how far I've come. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's crazy how that happens. So this week, I really want everybody to start pushing through your limits, pushing through what you feel limited by. Instead of going, I can't do this, or I'm afraid of doing this, or I'm not good enough for this, say yes. Say yes once in a while, and then keep saying yes, and see what happens. See where you go. See where you push through, and then you'll start to realize that you know what. There's some things that you'll say no to, but not because you're afraid anymore. It's because you don't need to. You'll realize you don't need to. And it's pretty amazing when that happens, isn't it? It's fantastic when that happens. And you're going to be like, whoa, what happened there? Um, I pulled it. It's weird. I've been shuffling this deck of cards. I wasn't going to pull a card. And I was just shuffling, just to keep my hands basically occupied. And it's the Beyond Lumera deck. And I cut it and pulled the card. And um, wow, I don't know what this has to do with it, but let's read it. It says Mount Shasta. Aware Luminara would be destroyed. Its people traveled to other parts of the globe. Mount Shasta was one place they journeyed. There are tales of unusual phenomena and multidimensional beings living inside the mountain. This card is about origins, and the image is the seed crystal with this deck is based around. Honor and look more deeply into your ancestry, both your bloodline and your etheric lineage. Do you have affinity with the star beings? Connecting with them might allow greater insights into your traits, your strengths, and challenges. The sacred places you feel attracted to may have an intuitive message for you. Now, you can take this as literally going us through to star beings. Excuse me. Because, hey, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That really is pretty cool. But I'm going to take it as looking deeper within yourself. Looking deeper within yourself. Looking deeper into here. Defining the origins of you. Defining the origins of how far you've come. And I do like the fact of how it does talk about the ancestry. Because sometimes when you look in here, now I might be going out on a pretty far limb for some of you. And our ancestry sometimes isn't just our bloodline. Sometimes our ancestry is our past lives. And think about how far you've come throughout all your past lives to who you are today. That's really kind of insane when you think of it that way, don't I mean, it really is. It's like I've just took you from how far you've come in a year to how far you've come in lifetimes. Isn't that incredible? And it's really funny because um, I taught a class on Saturday. I taught a beginner's class on Saturday. And one of the amazing ladies there was looking at my aura. And she goes, oh my God, were you a queen in a past life? And I said, yeah. Somebody else goes, oh my God, how'd you know that? And she goes, I see a crown on her. She goes, oh my God, that's so cool. And she looked at me and she looked at me. She goes, how do you handle this lifetime? If you were a queen in another one, how can you handle this lifetime the way it was? And I looked at her and I said, you know, that's really kind of cool because in the way I see it, yeah, I was a queen. I was a lot of things. Some really big names, some not so big names. I've been a witch. I have been druid. Wales tends to be a favorite place for me, so doesn't Scotland. Turns out a lot of past lives there. I have some past lives in England. I have past lives, like everybody all over the world. And I have been those magical beings, and I have been those powerful beings, and I have been a queen. Good morning, Terry. I have been all those things. And in this lifetime, decide not to be Queen Elizabeth. I decide not to be the President of the United States. I decided to bring all of those things together all those things in one lifetime together. Because in each individual lifetime, I have been very good at what I did in each lifetime. But I never quite brought them all together into one. Now, this lifetime for me, I decided for some reason, for some insane reason, don't ask me why, I decided to pack it full with as much as I possibly could. And I don't mean with happiness. I decided to pack it full with experiences, pack it full with hardship, pack it full with obstacles, pack it full. And I always thought that was because I was crazy. I also thought that sometimes it was because, you know, maybe I didn't know better. Maybe I was a glutton for punishment. Maybe I just had a really unlucky streak. Maybe I was too stubborn to learn. I had a million reasons for all the maybes until recently when somebody went, "You've got the God sign in you." And they seen it actually tattooed on my back of my spine. I went, "Oh, that's just a Reiki symbol." They went, "That's the God sign." So then they looked at my chart, my natal chart, and sure enough, bingo, there it was. And I went, "What does that mean?" And basically, she said, "You decide in this lifetime to put so much into one life for your soul's growth. You were done doing life to life to life, and you thought, I'm going to pack this life full with so much so I can finally level my soul up, so I can kind of level it up." What that means is, I mean, I highly doubt I'll become an ascended master or anything like that. I mean, that takes eons of lifetimes. But maybe I want to go to being an elder. Maybe I want to go to doing something else other than just keep coming back to learn, to experience things. And what that's really interesting. So when she brought up one of my past lives this weekend, I went, "Wow, that makes sense." I've spent so many lifetimes really um, delving in. If I wanted to learn magic in one lifetime, I literally spent a whole lifetime basically in the woods, learning about magic, learning about herbs, learning about bark, learning about natural magic, about energy. I literally spent a lifetime devouring that. I spent a lifetime of magic, of mind over matter. That one was eons ago. I've spent lifetimes, learning to live off the land. And, up in like Iceland, up in that area. So it's a lot of cold. There's so many things. And it was like, that's crazy because in this lifetime, I decided to take everything I've ever learned and pack it in one lifetime and learn how much I can endure, how much experience, how much to start to see the whole picture, to see everything. And it's incredible. It's incredible what you can gain from that. And it's so funny because it took me turning 50, probably 51 actually, to look back on my life and go, God, this hasn't been so bad. This hasn't been so bad. I've learned an incredible amount. Do I have some hard times ahead? Probably. But I know they won't be as hard as I've already dealt with because I've finally gotten to a point in my life where I start to see things in a bigger light. I start to see a bigger picture. I start to let things flow. So those hard times will be there, but I'll allow them to come and go a little easier. Why? Because I do know that what this lifetime's about. Again, pushing past limits. All I've ever done throughout all my lifetimes. You also. That's what we've all done. Is to keep pushing because we want growth. We want to become strong. We want to have understanding. We want to be more than what we used to be. And that's what this lifetime's about for myself. So not only am I pushing past my limits in my day to day, my year to year, I'm also pushing past my limits throughout my lifetimes. And I will tell you what, if you're ever interested in looking at your own lifetimes, there's a few different ways you can go about doing this. Okay. One, meditation helps tremendously. Meditation is amazing because you can literally meditate, relax yourself, and be able to go in and see different lifetimes you've had, which is awesome. You can, and it's a great way to experience it. You can go into hypnosis. You can find an amazing person that does hypnosis, and they can take you into those past lives, which is phenomenal. And that's the way, I mean, I've done it through meditation, and now I've done it through hypnosis. And I really like the hypnosis because it helps me. I can tell within my own hypnotic state that I'm afraid, I'm terrified. I feel like, oh my God, I can't go there. And she's able to help me get through all that, which is awesome. But you can also find somebody that does past life readings. I know I do them. I know there's a lot of mediums out there that do past life readings. And that's just as simple as us being able to see into your second layer of your aura to see where your soul's been, which is incredible. But for yourself, you need to be able to push your own limits, you know? So for today and for this week, I want you to be able to go and I want you to be able to look over this last year, look over this last couple of years, to be more simple about it. And I want you to see how far you have come. See how you have pushed past your own limits. It doesn't have to be anything grandiose. It can be stuff that's small. Okay. But to see how far you've pushed yourself. Okay. I also want you, if you're able to, if you're a little bit more, I want you, she shouldn't be Todd. I sent her the correct link, I believe. We're just waiting for my guest to come. Okay, I'll hold. Awesome. I just want you to be able to push past your limits, guys. And I will tell you, if you're able to, if you're strong enough and you're willing enough, go look at some past lives. Okay? On that note, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to have Onae with me. This is DeEtte Ranae on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. See you in a few.
Would you like to be a part of something new, something different? Host a show with WLTK-DB Talk Radio and dare to be different. We offer full production and live engineering of your show by a real person, not a pesky computer. Just visit WLTK-DB.com and click pricing to get started. It's not as much as you think and a great way for you to get your message to the world. Better hurry. Slots fill up fast and you don't want to miss out on this excellent opportunity. Visit WLTK-DB.com and contact us for more information now. WLTK-DB Talk Radio. Paranormal talk is our business, and business is good. From its beginnings, Used was created to unleash the excellence of nature's healing powers and bring them to people everywhere. With almost 90 years in the market, they are considered a worldwide pioneer in complete herbal wellness therapy. All Swiss Used products are natural, essential oil-based, pleasant, and harmonious. They are extracted from plants and herbs with the latest technology to ensure the best results. Swiss Used Live Healthy with consultant Stephanie will guide you in the right direction to find the perfect essential products just for you. For example, have an upset tummy? Try our soothing chamomile that has not only been used by many, but trusted for years. Keep in mind, you just can't get these amazing oils at your local shopping center. They're just too special. For that, you need a connection. And that connection is Stephanie. Want some? Then head on over to Facebook and search Swiss Used Live Healthy. That's Swiss Used Live Healthy. And contact Stephanie today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm DeEtte Ranae here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. I want to bring in Miss Onae. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And
It's
you?
like 7:30 in the morning where you're at. And you look gorgeous. Huh? You look absolutely gorgeous. I'm like, you get me at 7:30 in the morning, and I am not going to look like that.
Yeah, it's called vanity.
I love it. I love it. So I told everybody a little bit about you, that you're this amazing psychic medium and a tarot card reader. And I love it because, trust me, everybody, if you've ever had a tarot reading, you really want to go to Onae, because she will blow your socks off. She really will. And it's just her unique way of reading cards is awesome. But I want to talk a little bit about your journey, about how you got started in this. Like, how did you happen upon this crazy life?
I was born into it. So yeah, what happened is I grew up in a family of intuitives and tarot readers, and I just that's basically it. And astrologers, and it's just I had all this. I was born into an array of so many things and talents and abilities. The thing is in my family, though, I was born with more abilities, apparently.
Okay.
I like to say the lion's share of the abilities, because in my family, we all have our own different abilities and specialties, kind of thing. Like my sister, one sister, she can smell and identify everything. Like, oh, that was grandma, or this is the so and so. And my other sister, she's really sharp and intuitive, but also really into the astrology too. But my aunt and my mom, those are my main influences into this world, actually. As far as the tarot cards go, my aunt gave me it's a lesson that I will never forget, and it's always stuck with me. And I'm like 5 years old, So we're all sitting around the kitchen table, and with that, my aunt's reading cards, and my mom, my sisters, and my cousins and I were all there, and she goes, "Ooh, I see a shopping mall," and we're like, Where's a shopping mall in this? So anyway, it's like so, and she looks at me and she goes, "In here." And so I was like, okay. And I get chills today. Like Aunt Bev's like right here with me now. So
Love that.
but yeah, so I always learned to just kind of listen to your intuition. That's when I learned tuning into your intuition, listening, trusting your imagination. If you got an imagination, you're golden. And that's what I've learned. And that's how I've lived my life. But I hear things, see things, experience things. And I got the lion's share as far as in my family. I get to talk to dead people. I'm lucky. I'm a medium. So, so yeah. So when I do my readings, I just kind of boom. I just whatever comes. Whatever your message you need to hear, as long as it's in healing. I was also raised in the Christian faith and Catholic faith. And so I got a lot of that influence also, where I get a lot of comfort from that, and safety, and feel safe in that. And that's where I get my confidence from, knowing that I'm safe there, and which helps me communicate more and be more open to my gifts and abilities, knowing that they're God-given gifts.
Yeah.
Help and heal others and in love. And so, yeah, so I grew up this way. I grew up in a family, but the thing is, my family didn't go as far as, being able to see other things and other entities and other beings and hear things as well as I do. And I asked Spirit one day, just recently, not too long ago, about a few years ago, I'm like, why me? And they're like, because you listen.
Oh.
Yes. And so, as long as I listen to my intuition and I trust myself and I listen to help heal others and give them loving messages. And that's not just helping others here with us that are wearing our meat suits. It's helping those that have crossed over to help maybe, have some closure for them too.
Right.
So, and that's what, I'm getting chills again. So that's what kind of happened. It's just, I grew up this way, but with that, I've had experiences that my family members weren't used to or didn't know how to help me with.
Okay.
And so it was kind of scary at times when you're seeing entities, shadow figures, people that shouldn't be there, that people aren't, and you're seeing things that other people in the room aren't seeing.
Right.
And it's kind of creepy.
Mhm.
Scary at times. And then it's also very humbling because you got to learn to keep your mouth shut at certain times with certain people. And I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. I was scared. I mean, lights would flicker. I'd come into a room, lights would flicker. Whoa, okay. And then next thing you know, you're getting that feeling, zoop, up your back and up the back of your neck and everything.
Right.
And so with that, it was oh my gosh, it was really scary to kind of know that and experience that and not know exactly what you were doing and experiencing growing up.
Right.
So that's where I took a lot of comfort into my religion and my spirituality. I started getting more into that. And I say religion because that was first. That's how I was raised first.
Right.
And then I got into more spirituality because when I was about 17, I started to go to this church. And it's called the I was actually I was nominated head pastor of it just about a year and a half ago.
Right.
I started being at the head pastor there and opened it up from COVID. I reopened it, and we were going really strong in the beginning. But then there was just too many politics in the church.
Right.
So with the board members, so you can't be spiritual and lead people when you're getting bombarded with politics.
Right.
So I had to step out. But in that church, when I grew up in that church from a 17, and that was a spiritualist church. And I tried to take that church my goal was to take it to be connected to Lilydale.
Okay.
But I didn't even get that far. I was politics, bleh. So
people don't realize spiritualist is a religion. And there's a lot of politics. I mean, tons of politics.
Yes. And when you're on the other side of the curtain, you don't see it. And then when you step in there, it's very eye-opening. But I grew up in that church and I had these amazing pastors that became mentors and friends.
Right.
And they watched me grow and they watched me, and they watched my abilities. They let me know where my family couldn't help me. These people did. Karen and Maggie were amazing people. And Karen was the head pastor and Maggie was the associate, I think, at the time. And they were amazing mediums and psychics and intuitives. And they told me that I had abilities and that they're talking to me and they're coming to me. And the reason why I'm getting these headaches, because I don't know if you've had them, but you get these like vice-like things on your head and you're like, why do I have a headache? Why? And then you get the anxiety because your chest fills up and you can't breathe.
Right.
And they're like, that is spirit trying to communicate with you. You need to open up and let them in to talk to you. Stop shutting them down because it's just causing you more anxiety and more pain.
Right.
And, oh, okay. So little by little through the years, got to the point where I was, bending spoons with my mind.
That is so cool. I've never done it. So it's so
yeah, it's fun. It is. My daughter's actually better at it than I am. But she's like, bend, and it's all whoop. And I'm like,
I got to learn that. We like have coffee and drinks, and you teach me how to bend a spoon. I'm telling you. I know what we're doing in October.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. All this stuff is amazing and fun. And it just kind of and even though they're sometimes it seems like a parlor trick, it's actually not. It's actually, those are tools to help you focus and tune into your intuition and the power of energy that you have. Thoughts are energy. And when you tap into that, you can see how powerful thoughts are.
Right.
That's where, so I learned and grew up. I'm squirreling on you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm enjoying it because got so much going on right here. You don't even know. And
yeah.
I had a dream, and beginning my spiritual development was about bending spoons. And it was so funny because in the first dream I can remember, when you start doing this work, dream work starts. It's crazy. But they put me in school. And I went, okay. And everybody else were at desks or table. And they put me on the floor and they gave me a spoon. And I went, why am I on the floor? And they went, because you're beginning. When you can bend the spoon, you can get into the desk. I never went back to school. I'm like, this is stupid.
It isn't. It's actually quite the most powerful lesson, that you can get, I think, or at least one of them, because especially as a beginner.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so I went to church with them, and I went to that church, and I kept learning about how to give messages and bend spoons, and because what that is, it's an exercise in focusing your thoughts and energy, and that's what it is, and it's also awakens you to the ability and the power that your thoughts have, and that's where this spoon bending is actually pretty freaking amazing.
Wow.
Um, a really pretty powerful tool and lesson. And so, yeah, so I grew up in this church and they helped open me up. And then I moved to Wisconsin and, I ended up starting my own church there, started the group there and tried to make it into spiritual services and grow it. And it was growing tremendously because people don't even realize how much, because the church is everywhere, all these different churches, but nothing was there for me to fit in exactly where I wanted to expand and grow and share my spirituality
Mhm.
and help others. And so I learned that, when I got into the frame of accepting messages and why I'm having messages and why I do what I do is, because I don't, I've, and with the experience of meeting others
Mhm.
and how they do things, you kind of learn about what you don't want to do and what you don't
Mhm.
want to be known as and what you do. And you
Right.
have to start to learn how to, tap into who you are and trust who you are. And that's where I tune and tap into my spirituality and and actually kind of my religion base. Again, I only take a little bit of what works for me and then I leave the rest.
Yeah.
It's- I'm basically just kind of traveling through life through all of this and learning about myself and others. And it's a scary journey because, when you're the only one that can do this stuff and you
Mhm.
feel alone, you really do feel alone. You're afraid of the dark, because there's so many things to be afraid of the dark for.
Right.
You can't see for one. And, so it could be like a meat suit person coming and energy coming in the dark, or it could be, a non-meat suit energy coming in the dark. And you just don't know, and you don't know how to handle it.
Right.
So the church helped me, the spiritual church helped me. And by having me acknowledge it.
Okay.
Okay. And once you acknowledge something and you own it, then you can start growing from there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now spirit, you opened up to spirit and you're like, okay, let's see how it goes. And I was always reading cards. I've always been a card reader. I mean, I had my own deck and doing actual reading at 8 years old or younger.
Cards blow me away, just so you know. You've read for me, what, 2, 3 times now, and every time I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like she doesn't just do like a Celtic cross and call it a day. She doesn't do
Oh,
like a
help.
circle. I mean, no, it starts from like shuffling, and she's got this look of, and you're like, "Am I doing it wrong?" And she's like, "No, just shuffle and cut."
Mhm.
And before she even flips cards in the cut, she's like, "I got you. Here you go." And it's like, whoa, this is mind blowing. And she's never even turned a card over. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, the cards have become because what I do is, and maybe others will, learn from this, is I basically ask spirit to communicate with me, on a level that I can handle, and also communicate with me and show me symbols and signs and things that can help me communicate a healing, loving message. Because as long as you are in, or at least for me, as long as you are in the spirit of love and healing, and all your messages are about healing others and giving them what they need as far as hope and encouragement, then I feel as long as you're in the energy of love, you're good, you're solid.
Yeah.
And so as long as they're giving me message, and I only accept messages of love and healing from them. And so, but also help me out here, buddy, So, so since I grew up with, you know, the cards, they're just like second. And to be honest, I'm going to tell you a secret. I don't even know the meanings of all the cards. I don't.
Darling, I've become an oracle whore and tarot card whore because I started with tarot.
Yep.
I I just I just bought a new deck. I will never know the meanings of any of these cards. Not
It's
one of them.
just a tool to help you tap in and tune into your intuition and focus and listen. that's what you're doing. You're focusing and learning to listen to that, and to yourself, and also spirit, and the messages that are coming through. When I say spirit, this can be, it can be a variety of things. It could be God, it could be your angels, it could be your loved ones that have crossed over. It could just be a master guide or a spirit guide coming in and talking with you. That's all this is. So, and so, yeah, that's when, it's whatever you feel it is. I just say spirit in general because it's just to talk and, touch base with everybody's belief. It's
I get it.
helpful. But yeah, so spirit, and so you're opening up to them, and I'm like, you have to do it how it works with me, do it with me. So I'll be giving messages, and sometimes I'm like, okay, they're not getting it. How can I do this? And what tarot cards are for me, there's several different things with tarot cards. One, it's my life. I breathe and, breathe these things. But when they talk to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing a mediumship message or a psychic message, no cards involved, but they'll give me cards like, oh, okay, DeEtte's going to be totally motivated and moving forward with something.
Right.
And it doesn't, like, here with that, changes and transformations are coming in her life because she's getting the recognition she's looking for and deserves. And so, and these things come to me, and they just kind of put them in my head. And there's going to be a new financial situation coming up here for you that's going to be beneficial to you, something that will make life a little bit more comfortable. So, and that's what I'm seeing here for you. Right. And so, but that's how they help me figure things out. And they just, and how to relay a message. And in the tarot cards, for those that are like learning about it or want to know about it, they're not scary. They're actually pretty freaking amazing little pieces of art. I mean, look at that, individual pieces of art on a freaking card. Yeah. And there's nothing scary about it. If you want to assign scary meanings to it, go ahead, be my guest. But I'm not into that. I'm all about finding silver linings. Let's take this as a guide, or, if you go around down this path, it might lead to some difficulty. Mm-hmm. But this is just, take it as a warning, that keep doing this could happen. But life is full of choices. You have a choice. Just because I put a card out and say, oh, look at that, doesn't mean that that's what you're meant to be and what you're meant to do. Everything is a choice. You are never stuck where you are. We get lost there, a lot of us, but everything is a choice in our life. And you can choose happiness and moving forward, or you can stay in the past and panic and live in fear. So, and everything's a choice, no matter what situation, and everything's a lesson. I've learned everything is a lesson. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, why am I here? Why am I stuck in this situation? Why am I having these experiences? And I've learned through the years, of course, 'cause I'm older now, right?
Age does it to us, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? I'm not coloring my
hair.
You realize this, I'm not raspberry, and I'm watching all my whites come on. And I'm thankful because I'm coming in white, not gray. I'm loving it. And I keep telling people every white hair is more wisdom.
Mm-hmm. I hide my wisdom.
Raspberry, or should I let my wisdom show? And I don't know which way to go. Because I never covered. I went raspberry because I wanted to. I didn't want to cover anything. I'm like, okay, I'm not vain with that part. So.
Yep, I do the red. I love red.
I love your red.
Yeah, it bleeds out so fast. So just pick a different color if you want to keep it for longer.
Right. And it's really funny because as you're talking, it's like this, and people don't realize, because it's like when you get to a point where you start listening to your intuition, it's crazy. Because while you've been talking, this is what's happened. My whole inside's like something is going on. I can feel that tickle tummy coming up, and it's a feeling, and it's building into here. It's in my chest. It's coming up, and I'm going to myself, is this good? Is this bad? And they're like, it's good. It's really good. Oh my God, it's going to explode. Blah, blah, blah. Don't worry. Something's in the works behind the scenes that I don't know what's going on. So then in my head, I go, I need to ask Onae what's going on with me. And no more did I say that, then you gave me a mini read. I went, thank you. You know what I mean? So people don't realize, do not realize that when you start, the spirit's going to have your body react, or your mind react, or something. Pay attention. Put that thought out there. It's going to come back to you immediately. You just really have to be open to it. You have to be open to that and what your mind can do. If that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because that was the whole point of the spoon bending, is your thoughts make a metal spoon bend.
Yeah.
It's like, so with that strong intention and that focused intention, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. Me, not a damn thing. I read cards.
You are on fire. You are on fire, girl. Don't you worry. You're on fire. You're showing flames. You're on fire. Yep.
People look at me. What do you do in your life? Well, I used to be a nurse and work like 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, blah, 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 blah. No, yeah, I just talk to dead people. I give guidance.
Yep.
Teach, you know.
Yep. And it's what we do now,
Yeah.
you know. And it's, you know, it's healing. It's more healing. And you were a healer then, and you're still taking the path of healer. You're just taking a different path in healing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Now,
And you're making it work for you, though. That's the thing. You're making it work for you. You're moving and you're motivated and you're moving towards a goal here, and you're going to get that recognition. And that's what they're telling me right here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say probably within around a month time frame, things are going to probably start moving forward for you, because they're showing me the time frame of Virgo, Libra time frame. So, and that's what I'm getting for you. So things are going to be moving forward. I see you kind of just trucking along there on that one.
I can't wait. Oh, Rob Thompson came in. Absolutely. Thank you, Rob. I was thinking
I'm
about
not even looking at comments. Am I supposed to look at comments?
No, you don't have to. I'll read them for you.
I was in the private chat. I didn't even realize. I guess just you and me.
It's just you and me, darling. It's just you and me. No, I love this. No, I love it because of the fact that Rob, love you ladies. Oh, I love you too, Rob. In fact, I was thinking I was going to message you after this, Rob, to hook up a meeting with you. But I want to talk more about your tarot deck. Okay. You know what I mean? Because people don't understand. This is not a tarot deck, guys, by any means. This is a Luminary deck. When you take the book out and make it small, they put the book in there anyway. But on the back side of her deck, she's got colors and she's got numbers. And I will tell you what, most people, if they got that idea to do to their deck what you did, and people don't realize when you get a tarot deck, this is not like, okay, I've got 1 million oracle decks. I do, okay? I got 1 million oracle decks, but where's my babies at? My tarot deck is not that one. My tarot deck, there we go. My tarot deck is the first one I ever started with. These are my babies. You know what I mean? When you get your tarot deck, it's your life. You know, your first tarot deck it's here. And people don't understand that. Oracle cards are amazing. I love them very much. But a tarot deck is something totally different, guys. It's kind of like a Bible. It's whatever. So to take my tarot deck and get the thought that I'm going to write on the back of this, I'm going to tell Spirit they're crazy. I'm going to say, ain't no way in hell are you going to see me mark up my deck. You know what I mean? I got a special box for my deck. But yet you did. You did. How did you come about that? Sorry. So random, but I'm sorry.
How did they come up with what?
The back of your cards.
I have a card here. I'm like, what?
The back of your cards. You know what I mean? The back of your card.
I was raised with my hon. This is how we do it in my family.
Really? Because I look at the back of your cards. And you talk to anybody that does tarot, their tarot decks, their Bible. That's theirs. They're dirty. They're kind of grimy. They've been used. Nobody else wants to touch them. You know what I mean? A true tarot card reader, you know they're good. If the worse their deck looks, the better they're going to be. End of story. You know what I mean? Because they're not replacing these babies. You know. So then you sat there and wrote all over the back of yours. Can you explain to people that? Because it's a concept I've never seen before you.
Well, I was raised that way. So it's just random cards and I assign, there's different colors that are assigned to different emotions and feelings. Like red is passion and matters of the heart. And just kind of like the cups suit is all about emotions and matters of the heart. And then there's the swords, which is the blue, which is calming. It can be calming. It can be, because I think blue, sword, sky, all that stuff. And blue represents to me contentment. It means things are in control, going to be fine. Green represents what? Money. Right? I mean, you can assign whatever color you want. I mean, if gold is your money and green is your heart chakra, if you want to go by heart chakras or chakra colors, go for it. I just have these 3 base. Otherwise, you're going to be reading all kinds of stuff. You just have the 3 basic colors for me, at least. That's how I was raised.
Right.
And then, sometimes I get initials, and it has nothing to do with the tarot card itself necessarily. It's just what they kind of bring to me. And, and so, yes, some of them have, initials. And what
Rob says you two have to do more events together.
Sure, Rob, invite me. Cool. Tell me all about it. Chat me up. But yeah, so it's and it just kind of helps you tap in a little bit more as to what they are going to be talking about anyway in the card reading. So it's fun. It's let your imagination go. There are no rules. The thing is there are no rules. Everybody's like, oh, so-and-so, I got to follow this rule. I got to wrap it in a silk thing, and I got to put it in a special box, and I got to spin around 3 times and jump up and down. No, it's whatever resonates with you.
Right.
There's no rules to anything. There's no, I got to do this ceremony. No, you don't have to do a ceremony. Your ceremony can be like, thank you, Lord. Boom. I'm ready.
How I work.
Boom. Okay, just picture a bubble around you. Boom. I'm already set and grounded and ready to go. Yeah. So it's all, but everybody's different. If if your rule or what resonates with you is to have all these little tchotchkes and routine, this, that, and the other, great. Then that's your thing. Right. There's no wrong in this as long as you are there is one rule I do have. As long as you're in the mode of love and light and healing.
I love that.
And if you are there to hurt people, scare people, whatever, nope. If you're there to disrupt and upset spirit, nope. That's my rule. So otherwise, if basically if it feels good for you, it's resonating with you because, Miss Susie next door can be, into routines and have all these rules, which I did have a friend who loved her routines, and that's how she tuned and tapped in. Me, I'm just like, here I am. Let's go.
I love it. I'm the same way. I'm like, I 2 minutes before a reading, I literally go to the bathroom, I wash my hands, I say a prayer, I come and I hit Zoom. Let's go. Not a whole lot before it.
People are like, how do you get ready? How do you get ready? And it's like, all right, you ready? You ready? Okay, pay attention now. Boom. There it is. See that?
It really is.
You just think it, and that's how strong your thoughts are. It's boom, intention. It's your thoughts are so strong. And that's why when you bend that spoon, you guys, if anything, if you want to have a fun experience, bend a spoon. You will know how strong your thoughts are then. And then you can put that towards any part of your life that you want. So, and make that your goal and focus. That's how strong your thoughts are. So when you talk to yourself, you speak wonderful, loving, healing words to yourself, because we are our own worst enemy, right? So yeah, when you do this is what you do. You talk to yourself of love and light and positive healing messages for yourself, because when you're doing that, you're emitting that energy. So if you're talking down to yourself, what are you doing? You emit negativity, you're down on yourself, boom. And then you're going to attract that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So with that, it's, you just got to make, because that what you're putting out, you're going to attract. What your thoughts are, you're going to attract that. So if you're like, oh man, like I love chocolate. I love chocolate.
I know you do.
And coffee. Yeah, here we are.
We need to put the two together. I think you're going to have coffee. I'm going to throw chocolate in one day just to make you a very happy lady.
Yeah. And, you could think negatively about that, but I don't, because I eat healthy chocolate, right? It's healthy. I feel good. It makes me happy.
Dark chocolate, darling.
Yeah.
Dark
And
chocolate.
coffee is amazing, So, and you got people out there like, oh, you drink too much, you eat too much,
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm happy. I'm emitting happy energy.
Yeah.
And so I always pertain those moments as happiness for me. So, and you're admitting that. So when am I eating coffee or drinking coffee and eating and chocolate? When I'm having freaking fun and everyone's around me, we're having a great time, right? So
you know what? Every time I'm around you, it's a good time. I think I go home early just because I'm afraid of where it might go.
I breathe around chocolate. Yeah, I do too. I breathe around chocolate, and that's
I do. Then a bag of cheese, a bag of chocolate or 2 bags of chocolate, whatever, and they were gone. I'm like, oh my God, woman. Like, holy crap, you love your chocolate.
I do. I love it. I didn't like that chocolate we had in Janesville, though.
No, that wasn't a good chocolate. That one wasn't. The second bag I got you was a good chocolate, but the first
it was. It was that, it had like that gummy, wormy crap in it.
Yeah.
that first batch. It was gross.
It was
So I
gross.
don't like gummy wormy stuff. I like chocolate.
You like chocolate. Chocolate
Yeah.
truffles. Chocolate truffles are the name of the game.
And the Spirit Realm, Jim Martin from Spirit Realm, he used to own C's Candy, and I'm like, Jim, I want my chocolate. Send me my chocolate. If we're gonna do an event here, I'm like, my chocolate.
Right, exactly.
He
I love
makes me chocolate, and he makes sure I have wine.
Yeah. I love it. So let's talk, do you ever do paranormal at all?
Mm. It's so funny because I was just gonna the cup that I was bringing in to drink my coffee in, originally was in a thermos that I have like this a mug, whatever those mugs are,
Yeah.
with the lids and stuff. Okay, whatever that is. It's too early for me yet. Still, remember we're still it's just about 8, right? So
8 for you, 10 for me. Yeah, we're good. Either way.
but yeah, it's AZ Ghostbuster, or not Ghostbusters, sorry. Oops, sorry, Rita. Ghost Adventures. Arizona Ghost Adventures. I think that's what it's called. If I'm botching it, Rita, I'm so sorry. She has an amazing team out here, and it's the Arizona Ghost, whatever it is. And I'll show you the mug later.
Okay.
But yeah, and I do events with her here in Arizona. I'm trying to I'm trying to get into that a little bit, but not as much as, I'm not an investigator. I'm not out there, that's not my thing. I mean, I do it. Yes, it's fun, and I like being part of a team as far as that is concerned, because I'm the resident, she labels me the resident psychic there for them and for her team. But oh my gosh, I love it. It's so fun, and so it's invigorating.
Mhm.
And the difference though, where I am naturally and normally, whereas paranormal is different for me, where this is like, okay, I do this here, but not all the time,
Mhm.
because what I do here is, as a medium and psychic, I focus on love and light and healing.
Right.
And I have energies. People come to me for love, light, and healing messages, and they
Right.
bring their loved one's energy with them when they come.
Mhm.
And that's what I focus on. I focus on that. That's my job.
Right.
But it's also my passion and my love.
Mhm.
And with paranormal, it's one, the people are amazing. They're
Right.
fun.
Yeah. You're great.
And yes, they are. It's a real fun group of people. And I love, it's my favorite color. They love it. The uniform for paranormal is black. I love black. I'm a walking stain, so black is like my color. So
Yeah. Everybody's putting chocolate places around the world up. Awesome.
all right, cool. So I have to go travel. You and I will go travel.
We'll
We'll
travel.
grab Rob. We'll grab Rob, and we'll go travel.
But then we have to start England, because he starts with Cadbury's and ink from England, which that's where the Cadbury factory is. So we have to
Okay.
start England.
Then we'll
Work
go
our way
there.
through.
So we'll grab Rob, we'll start there, and then we'll just make it down the list. We'll just keep going.
There you go.
As long as they have dark chocolate. I really love dark
Rob will
chocolate.
be happy, because we'll start in his home country, and then we'll go up to Hayward, where I lived for a few years, and Hayward, and then we'll end up
Mhm.
over in Pennsylvania, which we'll just drop Rob back off at home.
Very
So
good.
we got
Yep.
a tour planned, the chocolate tour.
And Josh, what's it said? Josh Early Candies in Allentown, PA. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And wants the chocolate of the world. Oh, hey, I love it, Rob. As long as I can wear my stilettos.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I promise to leave them on. I tend to, when I work with Rob on stage, I tend to take my shoes off for some
I
reason.
do too. I start off that way, and then if I have shoes that I can take off, I do. I just
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's just like getting one with spirit, or grounded, or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I end up taking my shoes off.
It's so funny too, because this last gallery I did a week and a half ago, I put on shoes that zipped up the back. Like, I'm like forcing spirit to leave these babies on. They're staying on. I can't just, nope, here I am finding myself. Good
You get claustrophobic or something in them. I'm like, I don't know. I can't. I live in Arizona,
Yeah.
so we don't need shoes here. We
Right.
don't. I'm
Even in Wisconsin, I don't need shoes
in the
here.
middle of summer though, because it's 120, 150. But as long as you're not, cooking your feet on the asphalt, you're good.
Right.
So, but yeah, flip flops and sandals are basically my main thing. If I have sneakers on, ooh,
It's a
yeah.
whole lot. I'm in Wisconsin, darling. Shoes are still optional up until about December. And then I have to go to a moccasin, but we're good.
Yeah, cool winters up there.
It is cold. It
Yes.
is cold, but that's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
So I love the fact, we talked about the church. Now, because up here, and I love the fact you talked about different churches. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go back to that because I don't know about Arizona, but in Wisconsin, my church is actually in Lilydale. You know what I mean? My church is my that isn't the one I've pledged to. Blah blah blah. And they're always telling me, and I'm blessed because I have the sister camp of Lilydale here, Camp Wanawak, but I'm like 2.5 hours away from it.
Mm-hmm.
For me to find a spiritualist church, you know, it's like an hour and a half away. But then they all go to the Unity Church. It's basically the same. That's the look I gave, and I haven't even showed up yet. You know what I mean? So where does somebody go to find if they can't define their people? How do you find your people if there's not a place of dwelling for that? How do you send people to that? And I'm asking you because you are the minister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're the minister. So
I'm doubly ordained.
yes. How do you find that?
You create it.
Okay.
Yeah, you create it. When growing up in this church that I have, my spiritualist church that I grew up in, it's so weird because all the ministers are like, when you lived back east, did you go to Lilydale? And I'm like, nope, never heard of Lilydale. And so, but they're like, the way you read and the way you do things is like as if you were professionally trained at Lilydale. And I'm like, oh, no, and so I started learning about Lilydale. And then when I was head pastor at the church myself, someone actually who was in New York in Lilydale and would attend there. And that was her. She moved from Lilydale and she came and found me in my church. And she's like, you run it as if this is a part of Lilydale. But I was even before that, even just kind of going naturally in that way. Just so Spirit just kind of, I guess it was just a natural way. And I've always felt like drawn to go to find out what Lilydale is. Then I found out where it was located actually in New York, and it's pretty cold. And I was just like, I don't like cold. So maybe I can snowbird it or something. I don't know.
I've been to Lilydale when it's cold. So I've been there when it was rainy, but not cold.
Yeah, no, I don't do cold. But as far as answering your question, you have to find out what resonates with you, where you feel. I mean, because you can go to all these different churches and you can find a little bit of something everywhere.
Yeah.
That resonates with you. You don't have to accept the rest.
Yeah.
And that's what I did when I created my own spiritual services in my own church out there in Wisconsin in Eau Claire. And then I came out here, I came back to Arizona, and I went back to my church and I was nominated head pastor. I was like, whoa, crazy. Who would ever think that become full circle? But yeah, you just have to figure out what your why is, what your needs are spiritually. And then again, like the spoon bending focus, you put that energy out there. You write what you want to accomplish. You create a group.
Right.
You do like a little meetup thing, or you put a little notice out in the local paper or something, meeting up here, or you make a little poster and meeting here once a month or once a week or something like that. And you post it in the local restaurants or whatever, and you make that happen. That's what you do. You can't force yourself into another church, and it's like fitting yourself like you're a square peg and you're trying to fit in this little, or vice versa, right? A round peg into a square hole. So you can't do it. It's not gonna be comfortable. You probably could get in there, but it will be like snug or you won't fit, or so you create what resonates with you. Just do it. So and that's how it starts. That's how I started, at least. I made it happen. I won. I got ordained twice. And so I can go anywhere, but yeah. And then you just make it happen and you put it out there. You put that energy and that thought and that focus out there, what you want to draw in for yourself and also to help and spread to others. And with that, you just create it. You will find others once you get laser focused on what you're wanting. You're going to find that people are going to come and they're going to be drawn to you. You're going to have weird conversations. You'll be getting your hair done at the hairstylist. Right. Sit in a chair and you'll hear someone talking in the next chair and you'll be like, oh, hey, and I'm people that I'll talk to anybody. Right. So
you will too. I've seen you do it. You're like, hey, I'm like, hey, this guy looks real. She goes, I'm going to go find out why. And I'm like, really? What are you doing? Going to find out why he looks familiar.
Yeah, I've had her stare at them, and they make them feel uncomfortable. So just talk to them, Yeah. In the spirit. That's what I'm saying. When you're feeling like that little something, ooh, I'm not alone. Okay, who are you and what you want? Right. You're obviously here for a reason. So let's go. So Yeah, you just talk and ask people what they want, and you smile and you compliment, and you bring in, when you're giving out compliments and you're just smiling at people, you're bringing on that energy and you're spreading that energy.
I love that.
When you're creating your own spiritual church
Yeah.
or group or whatever it is you're needing, you're going to make it happen. I was dying when I first went to Eau Claire. I was so lonely. And because I had left I had to move away from my church. And so I found I need something. So I went to BAM Books in Eau Claire, and I'm like going to the spiritual section, and I'm like grabbing all these books, and I like 10 books. I don't read. I stopped at the play. I guess I wanted to look like I was doing something while drinking coffee, and so I didn't look like I was like some lonely person. And then sure enough, I'm there because I was like, well, why am I here? I don't even know why I'm here. And so all of a sudden I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm noticing these other ladies are sitting at another table across the way. And I'm like, they're all looking at tarot cards. So I got up and I joined them. I just like, hey ladies, my name's Onae and I'm from Arizona and I'm new here and I love tarot, and I just sat down, boom, and next thing I know, within a year, I'm ruling the darn tarot group, and it's huge. We had to break it up into 2 groups. It was so big. So yeah, and then from there, I started my tuning into your intuition class, and then from there, and what happens is this is still answering your question in a sense, but
you are, and I love it.
Away. And so I had the tarot people, right? Then I found from the tarot people that some of them were looking for something spiritual, like how can I tune in? Like how do I get this message here? And then you must
have DeEtte back on your show again soon. I think it's DeEtte have Onae on her show.
I'm like,
shows all readings. We'll get to it in a minute.
So I was like, I didn't realize I had a show. Okay.
You do. It's on a different network, but you do.
Yeah, it's true. And so, so you're learning about people, you're drawing them in with certain aspects of that you're needing. And so I needed tarot. That was my connection. This is where I'm home at, right there.
Right.
And so with that, I found those people, I found that connection. And then through part of that connection, I found another connection of what they're needing and what I was wanting. And where I created for them a tuning into your intuition class, because some of them were like, yeah, I want to learn about tarot, but I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, well, you got to tune into your intuition. Well, how do I do that? Okay, well, let's start a class.
There you go. I love that.
So I started a class for that, and I did on donation. And then from there, I thought I was only going to have a couple people, maybe.
Right.
They told friends, and next thing you know, my class is huge, and I'm just like, okay. And then those people there wanted to go, well, we want to go a step further. How do we, we want to have messages now. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then apparently I need to activate my mediumship and put it to use. So instead of doing it just during readings. And so I started Mediums at Large with a friend of mine. I dragged her with me. And hey, Mike, how are you? So with that, I started Mediums at Large in Eau Claire I dragged my friend Terry with me. And then we were panicking. We're like, oh my gosh, no one's going to show. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 people. And then all of a sudden, I had this teeny tiny room. Maybe I could squeeze 10 people in this room.
Right.
35 people show up. We're like, they're standing like sardines. I was like, oh my gosh, we had to switch to a different room. And it was like, oh my gosh. So, so we switched to a different room. And then the next month, because I was doing it monthly, because I was like, well, I'm going to expand and strengthen my abilities here, and also help others.
Right.
So every month I did it. The second month, we were like panicking. Oh my gosh, let's hope, I don't know if there'll be 35 people or not, but we'll put 35 chairs just in case.
Right.
70 people showed up. They were filled up the chairs, sitting on the floor in the front, standing in the back. We're like, oh my gosh, we're scrounging around for chairs. So we got these yoga cushions and stuff. And it remained the same basically ever since every month. And then I got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm finding from all these people that they are looking for something spiritual, because they come and talk to you. And that's how you keep following your passion and what you're wanting and what you're needing for yourself, and also to help others. Because when you're helping yourself, you're helping others. And when you're helping others, you're helping yourself. So, and that's how it kind of goes and flows. And so you're drawing in, and I drew in the people that were looking for a spiritual church or a spiritual group, like you say. And they are, when they resonate with you and what you are and what your energy is resonating with them. Now, I'm a hands-on healer. You know, Reiki's nice for other people. So, but I did the touching thing, you know.
It's okay.
I
did the touching thing.
I'm not a
That's another conversation for a different show.
Yeah. So, but I wasn't a hugger. I wasn't a touchy person. But when it comes to healing others, I do like to at least have, if someone's going to touch me, it's got to be a solid touch. They can't just like hover around me.
Right.
So I like that whole solid, like, okay, here we go. You know,
Right.
we know where the hands are, you know?
Right. I love that. I love that.
So that resonates with me. So I found my crew. I found my peeps. I found my followers because they were drawn to me and my energy through all these little things that I was doing. And I was found that everything that I did and every time I grew and I expanded myself and my abilities and what I was offering to others to heal, I was creating and finding my spirituality too, even more. And I was sharing that with them and they were telling me, hey, I'm looking for this, you know, I'm really drawn to this. And it's like, but we can't find it anywhere. And I'm like, you know what? I'm been hungry for that myself. I'm like needing some more spirit. I mean, this is nice. All this, you know, metaphysical stuff. Great. It is. It's nice, but you need that group. You need that community and you need that spiritual connection, like where you're sharing and just connecting and open and vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that's where you find your family. And so that's when I was like, oh, okay, here we go. I'm going to create a church. I needed it. I missed my church. I'm going to create it. And so I did. I found the people and I made it. You just start a group and you keep going and moving forward with what your needs are. And you're going to draw on people that are needing that too. And how how I run my church is I left being head pastor there because it was just a headache. But when you are head pastor of your own church, what you're needing, you make an offer. Okay. And that's where and then they're going to be drawn to you and what you offer. We started out because I grabbed a couple friends, grabbed my friend Terry, I dragged her kicking, screaming, come on, Terry, you're going to be a minister now. Come on. And then we grabbed another friend. And so the three of us started this and then we grabbed this amazing woman, talented woman, Susan Gifford. And she's an amazing, talented musician. And she was looking for something spiritual too, but we made her head of the music department. It was only her, but anyway, if it grew, she would have been the head of it.
Right.
And so, her voice was just so healing and soothing and amazing. And she didn't realize that was her superpower, you know, and her connection for us to be connected to spirit too.
Beautiful.
And that's how we opened up the services. We opened it up with Susan singing. And just kind of like, you know, just our hearts would just like whoosh, you know, the energy, you could feel it. And then we start off with, you know, a greeting, obviously. And then we moved into the message. You know, here's your spiritual, inspirational message.
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't matter where it came from. It could come from the Bible, Quran, didn't matter. Chicken soup for the soul. It didn't matter.
Right.
A life experience. It didn't matter. As long as it's love and light and healing. And, you know, and spiritually fulfilling in some form. Yeah. Then we switched into these are things that I needed. That's why I had created the church this way. And then we switched into messages from spirit. And that's where I give messages from spirit to the people who attend. And those are messages of healing. And then we go into the hands-on healing, or some people do Reiki, whatever the healing was.
Whatever healing.
Yeah, and that's how we did it. And then we would close with some music. And people, we had a few supportive friends in the beginning, our first one. The next week, double. The next week, double that. It was insane. We were having men show up that weren't even being dragged to this thing.
They weren't dragged. They came willingly.
We had children and men. It was like, whoa, this is insane. Yeah. And but they're like, we needed this. we were starving for this. We got churches everywhere, but we didn't have this.
Right.
And that's how you just create. You put it in your mind, you stay focused, you figure out what you need and what you want and how it's going to be helpful and healing to you and how you can help and heal others. And no matter what it is, whether it's tarot card readings, whether it's mediumship readings, whether you're just, going out and feeding a homeless person, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're of love and light and healing, you're going to create and draw in that karma and also that energy, and you're going to be able to find your crew wherever you want.
Right. She said, Stephanie asked, does your church offer virtual services? Do you still have a church going or no?
Since I left there, I've been kind of all over the place. And I'm trying to wait till I got a few personal things in my life that I have to kind of settle.
Right.
And when I do settle, one of the things I am going to be doing is actually getting a physical church, which was part of my plan was to have it virtual. I just might even just start virtual anyway, because I have so many people that are waiting for my church, waiting for me to start something. I might just start it virtual anyway. Once I get somewhat settled somewhere.
Right.
I'm traveling so much. I'm all over the place.
You are, you're like me. It's where are you in the country now? Which is a good thing. It's a positive thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to give just a few moments to talk about your show, because you do have a show on a different network.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Two networks.
Two networks.
Yes.
We'll talk about them.
Okay. I will talk about them.
I want people to find you on it, because
I just do one question readings for people. I mean, yes, I do have my squirrel moments where I talk about things that are going on in my life, or and I try to pay attention to the messages on the side, when I'm talking, to kind of have some kind of conversation, because it's weird being in front of a camera in a room all by yourself. You're like, all right,
it is so
here we go, talking to nobody. Okay, So, but then when you kind of start having conversation with people, it's oh, okay, I don't feel so alone.
Right.
And so yeah, I'm doing one question readings there for free. So I'm doing it for a living. This is my work, but I'm offering it for free to others for just a quick check-in, or just to even have a sampling of what I am, of who I am and what I am and what I do,
right.
And what and how I can help you. And then of course I refer them to my website. But yeah, no, I'm on PUN Network, which is PUN, Paranormal United Network. Okay. And those are a bunch of amazing paranormal people. I
did not know about that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I do that one on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
And I had to take a little break from that one to sort out some stuff, and now I'm back on. And then right after that is Spirit Realm Network. And that's where I do my 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time show also. And that's where, again, I'm answering questions. So if you follow me for 2 hours, you're going to get a couple questions in there.
I love it. And I will tell you what, I've gone on to watch you at Spirit Realm. Well, we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
I send her beautiful pictures while she's online, and she's not supposed to test her if she's looking at her phone. And you can always tell, because she doesn't say a reading for about 2 minutes. It's what friends do for each other.
I have to recuperate from your messages.
I can't recuperate. I send good messages. So you need to be my friend, and you get great messages.
Yes, quite clear. Yes.
Yes. I see a man in your future. Here's your man.
Yep.
I love it. Well, we've had your Stephanie Lynn, who's amazing, put up your website. So your website's been up there the whole time, which I was super happy about.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So www.onae.org as one of them. I need to go up there because I need to hide this comment. And then I want to put up the other one she just put, because she put you on your show for Spiritual Realm Net.
Yes.
Because I do need to let people know this for her. She does have it on her Facebook site too, but she's not going to see your comment. She's not going to see what you want. You have to go to the spiritualrealm.net in order to ask those questions. So you do have to go there. You do have to sign in. You do have to kind of create a login. Trust me, it takes you about 15 seconds. It doesn't take long. The cool thing is you can put whatever name you want up there.
No. The weirdest names. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You can create what you can call totally incognito on that. I've done it. It's awesome. She tells me men are coming in my future, so then I know that I can veto all those, which I did, just so you know. You were correct, and I vetoed it. So
Good.
just not ready yet, just not ready. So thank you, Onae, so much for coming on. You have been so
Thank you
amazing.
for having me.
I love your story, your energy. Awesome. Awesome. And it only took me 2 years to get you on here.
You just have to be a little bit more demanding and like, hey, Onae, this is what I want. Otherwise I'm like, squirrel.
And that is actually how it happened, because I said Onae was one of the first people I sent a message out saying, Onae, I want you on my show. And she acknowledged it, and that was it. And then I waited 2 years. I'm like, so when are you going to come on? She's like, when are you going to ask? And I'm like, 2 years ago. And she's like, oops. So I love her. Please take a moment to go check her on her website, get a reading. I'll tell you what, you're not going to be. You've seen how beautifully she did it for me, just boom, 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 and of course that was 3 cards. Trust me, she uses almost a full deck or whatever spirit draws her to. So much information comes in. It's so amazing. So again, thank you. I know you have an appointment, so I don't want to keep you too long, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I will see you in a little over a month.
All right.
I'm so excited about that. So
what are we doing? What's in a month?
Culture City. Well, it's like 2 months.
Yes. Yep. Here we go.
It's 2 months. But and Rob will be there.
Oh, Rob will be there.
Rob will be there too. Yes, he's a
Rob. Yeah. Make plans then. How's that?
There we go.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you. Everybody else, I'll be back in a few minutes. This is DeEtte Ranae with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.com. See you in a few. Bye-bye, Onae.
The unexplained. It's all around us and usually supplies more questions than answers. You need answers. You need Cross Country Paranormal. Founded by Benjamin Young, CCP seeks to train, educate, and mentor anyone that has a passion for the paranormal. CCP is building a network of teams and investigations across the country, and all experience levels are welcome. Learn more about CCP on their website, ccpinvestigations.com, where you can find frequently asked questions, check out their equipment, follow their latest events, and of course, shop. Visit them now at ccpinvestigations.com. That's ccpinvestigations.com. Cross Country Paranormal. All are welcome. All are family.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte Ranae here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. We've had the beautiful Onae with me all morning. Oh my God, I love Onae. Her energy is just crazy. And can you imagine me and her in a room together for like a couple of hours? I mean, she talks forever and then I talk forever, and it's almost like reading each other's minds, which is crazy, because what people don't realize is literally in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I need to ask her about this. And she went off and started talking. I'm like, this is too cool. This is too cool. So that's literally how I wasn't not part of the interview. I was just asking in here, and she was just running, which was awesome, I love it. Again, you can find her. She has her own show, again, Pond Network, and then also Spiritual Realm Network that she does on Tuesday evenings, guys. So you can definitely find her there, which is amazing. And again, such a gifted tarot card reading. And there's nothing she hasn't brought through for me that hasn't come to light. So even though she'll tell you, like, it's for right now. I mean, a psychic reading is what it is. A tarot reading is what it is. It is what's going on right now in your life. It doesn't mean it's going to be there. Something totally else can switch. So who really knows? So I also wanted to take a moment right now to do a shout out to just an amazing, beautiful woman that has passed away recently. And she was a huge part of the spiritualist community. She was a spiritualist medium. She touched so many different lives. Her name was Janet Novak. she was part of my bucket list. She was a lady that I so desperately really wanted to work with someday, in a gallery form. Just she was a teacher. She was a mentor to many people. She was just a huge person and touched so many lives in the spiritualist community. And we have truly all been just shocked. And definitely the vibration of her passing has definitely been felt by so many. So I really kind of just wanted to do a shout out to her because she was just truly a beautiful, beautiful woman. And if there's anything you wanted to know about her, her name is Janet Novak, which is Nohabeck. Please go check out her stuff. Even though she's no longer with us, she just passed away a few days ago. You can just see the legacy she left behind. So again, just an amazing, beautiful woman. With that being said, I want to do our weekly card reading. Okay. I am using a deck, guys. I broke open. I think I've looked at one card, maybe no, two cards. And I did a card pull at a store on Saturday. And that, yes, Journey Within. Thank you, Stephanie, for putting that up. That was her thing, Journey Within, which was awesome. And then I did a card pull for TikTok the other night with it. So we're like both we're seeing what goes with these cards either way. So it's Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler deck. We're gonna, again, 5-card stud. Let's see what happens. Again, I've seen a few of them. I really have not looked at the deck, so you're getting this in the raw. So we're getting this in the raw. And as many people know, I don't really open up the books for anything. I really don't. I mean, if the card is going to talk to me a lot. Oh, thank you, Steph, for putting all that up there. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, she was a tutor of Arthur Findlay College. Just Janet was an amazing woman. God, just an amazing woman that touched so many people's lives. So let's do 5-card start, guys. Here, pick 1 card, 2 card, all 5 cards. You can do them individually, or you can look at them as a whole with all of them, which is awesome. So we have got card number 1. It is Grace and Gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Oh my God, I love that. Look at these cards. Oh my God. More simplistic, but just so dynamic also. Not a ton of stuff going on in the picture, but yet so much. And we all know how I feel about grace and gratitude. It is my forte. It is something I just live by, and joy in your heart, which I love. So living through gratitude, joy expands. And that is truly, that I cannot say how much that is true. When you look at mind becomes thoughts become reality, which is a Mike Dooley type saying. But when you're looking at your words, your thoughts have power. Gratitude is going to expend hugely joy in your life. Okay, because when we seek gratitude, when we think gratitude, when we appreciate and have gratitude, all those amazing things, joy is going to follow, because you get more of what you're grateful for. You get more of it. So if you picked card number 1, we're looking at, it's time for you to start being thankful. It's time for you to start to have gratitude, and it's time for you to start feeling joy, because better things are coming towards you. Card number 2, if I can pick it up, Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life, guys. Success expands in your life. I love that. Look at that. I love the fact with this card, the way I'm seeing this is you have this gorgeous gate there. Those doors are open. But I'll tell you what, as I'm looking at this card, I'm already walking through these gates. I'm already walking into what is in front of me. Okay, that is what is amazing about this card, the Gates of Triumph. This shows me that you have put in the work, you have put in the time, and it is time for you to walk through these. It is welcoming you into it. So trust that success is there. You've probably already had it, you're just not recognizing it. Okay, so start to recognize all those amazing things you've done. Know that you've won this game for this round of your life, and it's time to walk through those gates. Okay. Card number 3, Fogged In. Go slow. Take your time. Take your time. God, what an awful card to follow the last one, huh? Ooh, thank God these are individual for the most part. So if you pick number 3, Fogged In, go slow, take your time. I like this card because, fog doesn't mean you can't. It just shows that you're not supposed to be seeing everything around you. You're supposed to be looking at what is right there in your present moment. What is just in front of your face, okay? So it is literally it's like if you're planting a garden and you're at the point where you're just putting the seeds in. You don't sit there and put your effort into, "Oh my god, these are going to be so gorgeous when I'm done." You're literally putting in you're putting the seeds in going, "Oh my gosh, I need to get them to that 2 or 4 inch depth. I need to make sure the dirt is kind of, fluffed up around it. I need to make sure I'm watering." You're doing what you're doing first and then going second. Seeing the flowers are past the fog, but you have to be present in what you're doing. So if you pick card number 3, you need to look at what's going on right now and before you start putting that cart before the horse. Card number 4, first light, beginning a new cycle. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Beginning a new cycle. I love that. Maybe these cards are talking in a thing. So, beginning a new cycle. I like this card because it is telling you that you have finally put things behind you and you're ready to move on. You're ready to really push on, okay, and go forward with something brand new. This is telling me you have literally you closed a chapter on something in your life. Something new is starting. This is August 1st. It's the first day of a whole new month. And really, to me, it's the first day of my season. I love August. I love hot and muggy. I can't help myself. But this card is just saying it's time for something new to start. Okay. So trust that it's like whatever has been like hard on you is now behind you, and you're starting something new that's going to be hard. And number 5 is the finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Opening to your spiritual source. Okay. We talked a little bit about this. Me and Onae talked a little bit. She talked a lot about it. I talked a little bit about it. But this really it's finding your people, finding what feeds your soul. Now, this does not mean you have to walk through the doors of a church. This just means that you might have a friend. When I want to have church, because again, my church is in Lilydale, I can't just drive 9.5 hours for a Sunday morning to go to church. So if I need that, I call somebody, I call one of my friends that is very spiritual, and I have my church. I look at my friends are all over the world. I call them, I socialize with them, I talk to them, I send them a message. Find what feeds your soul, okay? You're not alone in this, and go forth with that, okay? Trust me in this aspect, because I'll tell you what, I have no friend that's next door. I have no friend in my backyard. I don't even know if I have a friend in my own city, let alone county. But my best friends are all over the globe, and they are so close as a call or a Zoom call away. Okay. So card number 1 was grace and gratitude, guys. More gratitude is going to bring more joy. Number 2 is that gates of triumph. Success really is there. You just have to recognize it and grab it and walk through the door with that. Number 3 is fogged in, which is go slow. Look at your present. Look at what's going on around you right now. And feed that. Take care of that before you try to push through to take care of the whole pile. Sometimes when you try to take care of the whole pile, you know what? You don't get very far, do you? Because it becomes very overwhelming. So you have to pick up one stone at a time, look at each stone individually, and take care of it. Number 4 was the first light, which is beginning of a new cycle. I love that card because it is. It's like, oh my God, I'm finally done with this. What's next? Okay. And you're starting the what next. And number 5, if you're feeling kind of alone, if you're feeling like you don't have those peeps around you, it's finding that sanctuary. Again, opening up to that spiritual source, which is, again, you know what? You can look at it as God. You can look at it as Jesus. You can look at it as, whatever. Spiritual source really is just what feeds you for the good. Okay. So again, it could be a church. It could be a best friend. It could be whatever that just feeds your soul in a lot of different ways. So there you go with that. Okay. Let's pick another one of the Lumeria card, which is really just a confirmation for all of them. I'm liking these cards these days. I don't even know why. Lori Brood says you need to do one more. Stephanie picked 6. Oh, okay. Well, Stephanie picked 6. Did she really? Did Stephanie really pick number 6? She did. Huh. Okay. I guess we're going to do one more for Steph. This is a card for Steph, and I'm literally going to do this. Stephanie, this is your number 6. Just for you. Great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. I love this card. Why? Because this card just tells me it's not saying, I'm hearing my head wing it, Do what your passion is. Do what you want. You need to literally take life by the balls and just go, I'm going to do this. This is not about allowing things to happen for you. It's about you going forward and doing things. Okay. So this card's for you, Steph. That number 6 card. Take a risk, Steph. Venture forward. It's your time. You got this. And I know that better than anybody, even though sometimes you don't believe it. So there you go. I love it. Woohoo! Let's go. Okay, Steph, I'm going with. That's it. Steph, I'm going with you. Let's do it together. Okay, let's go back to the Beyond Luminera, and pick out a card that literally just literally brings it all together. These are cards that are very wordy, and I get caught up in all my words about these, but let's see what they have to say about life here. Okay, let's see what they have to say about life. So, ooh, pretty card. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So simple, but yet so much is in there. So gorgeous. It's the third eye chakra, the penal perspective. Oh, I like that. Connect with your third eye and transcend what you understand with your mind. Discover a deeper inner knowing through the interconnected web of all this and has been. You can tune into this wisdom at will, as and when you wish to. This wisdom is ancient yet pioneering. It is the creator of the free will we choose to weave from moment to moment. Be the observant witness. Allow the transcendence of duality and without judgment. Be mindful, listen, and allow your unfailing intuition to unravel the paradoxes of reality. Isn't that freaking amazing? That is amazing. Which is really just telling you guys, you know what? Look within. Look to that third eye. Look to your intuition. Look to your knowing, your hearing. Look to all that and know it's going to give you all that you need. That's how it was created. That's how this was created. And I will tell you what, the more attention you give to it, the more it's going to give you. Why? Because you're going to realize it's happening all the time. I know today I recognize that because no shit, guys, I wasn't lying when I literally went, oh my God, Onae, I got this. I had this feeling coming up like there's something major going on. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it start in my stomach like a tickle tummy. It went to my chest. And it was overwhelming. And it was almost like this feeling of fight or flight. And I wanted to like bolt type feeling, but I noticed that it wasn't a scary feeling. It was a happy, like excitement, like, oh my God, something huge was happening. It was just bursting up. And I went, what is this? What is this? And I literally thought to myself, I need to ask Onae what's going on with me. What is this feeling? And instantly she gave me a quick 3-card reading, like boom, boom, boom. She thought it. She thought it. She heard it, me to her. She heard it. I did the whole interview that way with her. You know what? I know with Onae or like with myself. I mean, I'm not talking bad about her because I'm the same way. I know how to talk. Sometimes we have to interject with our thoughts. And that's what that's about. It's looking to your mind, realizing how powerful your mind is, and interject with your thoughts sometime. And trust me, that's exactly how this information is going to come. And that's how that card is talking about. Use your mind, guys. Use your mind because so much happens when you use this mind. It's mind blowing. It's truly amazing. There is no more I don't know this, that, and the other because you're following a path. Okay, you're following a path. And I have to agree because I've been getting a lot of messages of do, go, 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 go. And they've been being collaborated with Miss Stephanie Lynn. And I'll tell you what, if I start listening, holy crap, amazing things are going to happen, which is awesome, 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 awesome. Oh my God. Oh, yes. And I will be. I wanted to let you know about that because I keep forgetting about that. I'll be in Calumet this weekend, guys. This Saturday. I need to put this up there. Show this comment. I'm going to show this comment. So Crystal Haven Rocks. It's Calumet. Kiwanawa. I can never say it. Park. It's an amazing event. I think this is my 3rd or 4th year of going up there. We put up. It's this beautiful park on a lake. We put up our tents all over the place, our canopies, and we do readings. It's like readings in the park. It's awesome. I will tell you though, I'm usually booked. So you're going to have to either pre-book with me, if you're going to be in the area, pre-book with me, or take your chances and just show up. But I will tell you what, there's just so many amazing readers and healers and vendors, and there's sound therapy and witches brooms and crystals and healing. And oh my God, the list goes on. It's a 6.5 hour drive north from me up literally in the UP of Michigan, Upper Peninsula. But I'll tell you what, it's phenomenal. Please go up there and join me. I'm also doing a virtual online gallery with Michael Christopher, and that is August 12th. Tickets are on sale for that through Eventbrite. Um, please go there if you would like to see us. We are limited it to, if we don't have 10 people, we're not going to put it on, guys. So the more the merrier. Please come in and join us. Again, buy those tickets. Come in. Beautiful experience. We're going to be going for like an hour and a half, possibly 2 hours, depending on what me and Michael feel like. But definitely for an hour and a half of doing mediumship readings. Beautiful, beautiful experiences. So please, please, please go in and buy your tickets. It's no less than 10, and I think we have a cap at 30. So again, get those tickets before it's too late, which is awesome. I also have the trip going to Ireland, guys. And that is next year, September 27th through October 5th. Can't wait for the trip, Michael, or for the gallery. Because I'm not sure. I didn't know. I thought you might have signed up for the gallery or the trip. I'm not sure. But I'm taking a tour to Ireland, and you guys are invited with. You can see you can see it in the comments here. You can also go to my Facebook page, whether it be my public one or my public profile of the gallery. You can go to my public page, DeEtte Ranae, or my public profile pages, which is DeEtte Ranae Psychic Medium, and you can go up there. You can find the trip to Ireland, which is amazing. There is a sign up link. There's also a flip book link. There's 2 links in there. So if you click one of them, you're going to be able to do a flip book online to see all the beautiful places we're going. And then you can do a sign up also. Don't know what the cost is, but it does not include your airfare. So you have to get yourself to Ireland, and then the rest is all except for supper time, breakfast and lunches there. Amazing tours, amazing places to stay. 9 amazing days in Ireland. It's going to be spectacular. It's going to be awesome. So I cannot wait to have you all on board with that. Yes, we do. Anyway, that is awesome. Please, everybody, just you know what? It's a year out, but again, it's limited to, I think, 39 or 41 people. So, you know what? The more we have, the more amazing trip we're going to have. We're going to do some paranormal in Ireland. So it's not just seeing the castles. We're going to do a little bit of paranormal. We're going to teach you how to feel the energy. I'm going to teach you, to decipher some of the energy that you might be feeling in some of these old places. And some of you that are mediums are going to be able to talk to the spirits if they're, if they're still there. We're going to do some healing at nighttime, maybe some extra readings at nighttime. If I'm going to be offering those 1 or 2 nights for a much reduced rate because, hey, we're all together anyway. And go from there, guys. Some beautiful, beautiful trips, beautiful, beautiful tours. Okay. So please join us. I can't wait for that. Stephanie has put the links up, which is awesome, I'm going in because I know Todd sent me a new list. Oh my God, a new list of shows. And I want to go over them because we got a lot of new shows, guys. So, of course, Monday mornings, you start with me, School Through Spirit with DeEtte Ranae at 9 a.m. Monday at noon, we have got Monday Morning Monsters with Barnaby Jones. At 8 p.m. tonight is Christina Bloom with Be the Change. Tomorrow night, Tuesday evening, we have Unfiltered with DeEtte Ranae at 6 p.m. At 7 p.m., we have Moment to Moment with Linda Hope. 10 p.m., and that's a new one, guys. You got to go in there and show that. Give her some support. Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea is at 10 p.m. Wednesdays, we have the Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle at 3 p.m. Over the Target with Missy Hart and Nicole Ford is at 8 p.m. Thursdays is a busy day again. Chat with Charlie Lynn at with host Charlie Lynn at 9 a.m. Realm of Darkness with Rennie Rodriguez and Ashley Marino is at 7 p.m. The Afterlife Chronicles with Nicole Strickland is at 8 p.m. And Voices of the Dead with Kenneth Drake is at 9 p.m. That's another new show, guys. Fridays is the Good Shit Show with Missy Hart at 9 a.m. The Psychic Hour Reading Show at 3 p.m. on Friday, and I believe that's Kelly Brickle. And then at Secrets Within with Rennie Rodriguez is at 8 p.m. This is Monday through Friday. And I will tell you what, in September, there's even more coming, even more shows coming, guys. Oh my God. It's just every month it's more and more and more, and it's just so spectacular. So please, please, please take the time to follow us, to join us, to come. It's awesome. I also want to tell you who's on for next week. So we got to flip the board. Oh my God, guys, you do not want to miss next week. Sorry about that. I'm so loud. Do you remember Janine Estelle Lane that I brought on a few weeks ago about transmediumship? Transmediumship? You call me Charlie Lynn. I know, don't you love it? That's because it says Charlie Lynn. Like, it's actually Stephanie Lynn is chat with Charlie, but in the comments it says Charlie Lynn. So you know what? I'm reading it. So it is Stephanie Lynn that is the host of Chat with Charlie. Anyway, next Monday is Janine Estelle Lane. Now, you've talked to her once with me. She is the beautiful trans medium from from England. She's not from New York. She's from England. Phenomenal woman. Next Monday, she's going into trance for us, guys. We're going to do the whole show with her in trance. Okay. And she's going to be just her guides talking, she's bringing through her guides. I'm going to ask the questions. Okay. So basically this is how it's going to show out. Okay. So basically she's going to come on. We're going to start. Hey, how you doing, Janine? Blah, blah, blah. And she's going to get a moment. She's going to drop herself down and she's going to let one of her guides or multiple guides, whoever want to come through. She's got some amazing ones. Trust me, I've talked to them. They're awesome. And either I'm going to ask what questions I want to hear about, or I'm going to look at your comments and you guys are going to ask the questions. Now, these questions are not going to be what's going on with my husband. They're very philosophical in nature. Okay. They're very philosophical in nature, but you know what? No question's too big. No question's too small. If it's there, I'm going to ask, but you're going to be shocked by the answer you're going to get, because trance mediumship is not like regular mediumship. It's a whole new level, guys. It is phenomenal. I love it. I love it. Love it. And maybe someday, if I can get it to where I have a host, maybe 6 months to a year down the line, maybe I'll do some trance mediumship for you guys too. I'm going to have to bring Stephanie in for this one, though, to probably correlate what's going on with me. Okay. Anyway, again, that's 6 months to a year down the line, not today. Anyway, guys, come in next Monday. Make sure you see me. Come in tomorrow night. Come into Unfiltered with DeEtte Ranae. Bring your one question readings or one questions, and I'm going to do a major fun time of just answering your questions, doing it either with my abilities and or cards. We'll pick a deck and we'll use them. Okay. Either way, love you guys. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me today. This has been DeEtte Ranae on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. See you tomorrow.